Okay, so I'm going to show you how I make my fermented meat, aka high meat. I got this from the butcher's today. It's like cow leg or something, I'm not sure what it is. It's quite like a tough bit. I'm just going to remove all the fat first. Clean hands, as you probably already guessed. And I've got my jar there as well, and the jar has been sterilised with hot water. I ran it under the tap, which is, my tap goes too hot. Ran up to the tap for a while first, to make sure both it was clean and also warm enough to accept the kettle water, because we're putting kettle water in afterwards to make sure it's definitely sterile, and I don't want it to crack. So just going to remove the fat first, because fat, like, you can do it with fat as well, but it's fat goes, like, oxidizes at a different rate than the meat. It didn't really taste much different when I had the fat last time, but I think it's advised you do it with muscle meat only, or liver, or like different organs, but I've only ever made it with liver or muscle meat. This is like some back leg I said there, didn't I? And that's quite a tough meat when cooked, but when it's raw, it's not tough at all. And it's going to be raw when we ferment it. I'm not going to add any salt or brine or anything like this, but I'm not scared of the raw meat anyway. You can eat this as it is, and it's quite nice. But this is a good butcher that I'm going to, making sure it's got clean meat. So I'm going to chop it up into small bite-sized chunks, just something that will be easy to eat when you get it out, because you're going to want to get this out with a fork later on. And it's a bit strange when they're all stuck together. You don't want to get a big lump in your mouth when you're not used to it, so you get it into small amounts. So I've got like just little chunks like this, that's all. And that's going to be fine to eat when it's ready. And I'm just going to put that into my sterile jar. They may be a bit big, so I'm going to chop them in half. I'll put some bigger ones in there just for if I'm feeling brave one day when I'm ready. Which I probably will be, to be fair, because I'm not really that scared of it. So one of the concerns with this is people think you can get botulism from it, but that risk is just as equally there with fermenting plants as well, if not more. It's just that people talk about raw meat with that because they're a little bit more scared of that, because it's like lost information. But botulism only grows when there's not enough oxygen, and we're going to definitely be making sure there is enough oxygen with this. So you don't want to fill the jar any more than 3/4 of the way. Normally half is going to be really good, because half's going to let you get a lot of oxygen in there. 3/4 is, I'm going to say fine, but I haven't got enough to do that anyway, so I'm just going to go for this. And that's a little bit of a fatty piece. I'm just going to put it in anyway, because we'll find out, won't we? I think that's going to be a fine amount of fat. I had like more fat in the last batch, and that was fine. So the benefits of this, what I found last time, was exactly what I expected, because I'd done a lot of research on this first before I did it. And it's called high meat because you genuinely get to feel high afterwards. It's almost like you've took some kind of drug. I don't know if it's because of this. Like, they reckon it comes from, it's going to be pre-digested, so your body doesn't have to do any work to digest it, or less work. Depends on how long you've made it for. So it's kind of free nutrients, which makes you feel amazing. I'm going to get more of this off, actually. But I don't know if it was from that, or just because of the fact that I was doing this and I thought it was funny, but like, I couldn't stop laughing afterwards. And I wasn't suffering with my mental health with this, but it definitely increased like my happiness afterwards. But I am normally a happy guy anyway, so I am prone to a bit of happiness. And I've been eating meat for a while now, in all different forms, raw, sometimes cooked. I definitely feel better off raw, especially when I have high fat. I don't mean high fat as in this, I mean like high amounts of fat. Yeah, let's get that as well. It healed a lot of things in my body from doing that. So I'm not really that scared of it now though. I've got some meat that I've dried in the fridge as well, like that's been in there for a while. But my fridge is like an ex-pharmacy fridge, so it's got like a fan in. Okay, that's that. Then you just close the lid and you're basically done for today. But what we will do tomorrow is open it. We're going to get, I'll do it with this knife for now, but we'll get a fork and make sure I move this around just to make sure there's oxygen getting to everything. This is the most important part, is letting the oxygen get to everything. Again, you want a clean fork before you do that. But you want the oxygen to get in there, spread it around, air it out for about 10 minutes each day. I was doing it twice a day last time just to make sure I've definitely got enough oxygen in, because the oxygen is the key with it. And do that every day. I'm going to do it for at least a week. You can put this in the fridge now, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it there on the counter and then come and check it every day, mix it, make sure the oxygen gets in there, and after 7 days I'll start eating bits, just one bit a day, just to see how it goes. Some days I might have two, but the longer you leave it for, the better it's going to be. And that's it, basically. I'm going to give updates as it goes, and I'll probably add them to this video later and make a long video, and I'll cut this stuff up as well probably at some point. But that's it for today. Thank you, bye.